played out with the young lady that is the NYC core member. As I said, we haven't gotten a response as to official position of the NYC, which she had alleged to have been threatening her. We saw her play the video of, play the phone call conversation she had with the person. The lady on the other end, which she says is one of the board or official of the NYC, literally speaking to her quite rudely, to be fair, saying that she should take it down. And she was asking, are you threatening me? And our worry is, can't I just speak my mind as a Nigerian? This is biting me. So the question I will ask you as a leader in organized labor, when you see some of these things that happen and some of the ways the government has responded to criticism, do you feel that Nigerians are beginning to look like defeated people?
Jeffrey, I think that clearly the constitution of our country clearly gave freedom of speech to every citizen. So for us in TUC, we are strongly advocating for freedom of speech. People should be able to air their views. But also, we should also note as well, it's just as if the fact that I can air my view, I cannot walk into your station, Jeffrey, and I will start raining abuses on you. Yes, you are not a public servant, but public servants should also understand that Nigerians are passing through pains. So even if we come out and abuse them, I've listened to the president. The president has said that, oh, you can come out and abuse me. So it should not just be in words, it should also be in action. So as citizens, when people are frustrated, when someone cannot eat, when you are doing 010 or at times even 000 in terms of meal, you will become frustrated, you will become agitated. So you could come out, maybe the only place you could have your evening meal, it's going to Facebook to post some things there. I mean, hypothetically, that could be your meal for that evening. So they should also understand, they have to develop this resilience to understand that people are frustrated, people are hungry, people are tired. So if they decide to vent, I strongly believe that the government should see this as should not personalize it and come after such individual. Imagine a young lady carrying out her NYC function. What does she really have to do to bring down government? So it is about personal frustration that she has aired. So I think that the government should be, they have to persevere much more. They have to be much more tolerant, and they have to have this deep level of patience with Nigerians, because people are passing through a lot as it stands today. So that is my advice to government. They should take the back seat and allow some of all these, allow people to vent, because if you don't vent, you may not feel good at all. But also, overall, when we do this, we should also try to do it within the expected norm and with some level of decorum as well.
I know that in their rule book or whatever, I think they call it a bylaw. I was listening to one of the bylaw, reading the bylaw, said not to be rude to constituted authority. So it says any member, that's any core member, who is rude to a constituted authority shall be tried by the core disciplinary committee, and if found guilty, be liable to extension of service for a period not less than 30 days with half pay. Constituted authority here, I don't know, I don't think it was defined, whether it is the core of the NYC authority or the federal government or the state government. Maybe help us out on that particular one as to how the government should tackle this issue. And in speaking to that as well, Mr. Sifo, the issue around whether or not, let me ask you a direct question, whether or not this is going to be midterm by May the 29th. Do you really believe that President Bola Tinubu is fixing Nigeria and he's going to be able to fix this country?
Yes, so in terms of the NYC lady and the rule in the book, I believe that if we have not read that book for a while, I've left NYC for
I'm sure donkey years ago
for a very long time now. But if you check, there may be something about remuneration. I've learned that even the NYC, as of today, they have not paid them the improved remuneration. So where there are rules, there are responsibilities as well. So the NYC should also discharge their responsibility. They shouldn't bring their the rule to bear when it will bite the person, to use it to witch hunt people. First, NYSC, if they are paying those corps members, let's say 120,000 naira, 150,000 naira today, I'm not sure that particular corps member will be frustrated. So they should also carry out their responsibility as well, not to come with the full weight of the law to say you have broken this law, when on the other part, they are not fulfilling some obligations that they ought to fulfill. Then, in terms of the performance, I think severally when I've met you on this platform, you've actually asked me this. Yeah, for me and for us in Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, as of today, there are some things that are quite positive that has happened. There are things about the student loan, things about the credit scheme, but this should be deepened further because we have done some investigation on that. It is not as deep as it should be, but it's a work in progress. It has started. So there are some positives. But there are a lot of other negatives. What Nigerians see today, is I'm going to bed. Do I have food to eat? Can I afford energy? Can I pay for clothing? Can I pay for housing? So the cost of all these has skyrocketed and it is affecting Nigerians. So if you put this on a balance of scale, there is nobody that is in his own right senses. After the first 2 years, we raise this government high. Probably the last 2 years might be different, but the first 2 years, there are a lot of gaps that need to be fixed and needs to be addressed.
So in your view, because let's talk about I'm still going to go back and put that responsibility on organized labor. I know I've engaged you on this particular issue, and you say we're not giving you, by you and I mean, organized labor, the much credit that you deserve when it comes to what you've done. You pointed out your role as trade union or Nigerian Labour Congress and organized labor to bring about the refineries in Warri and Port Harcourt. But Nigerians still feel that the organized labor is really not doing enough to stand up for the people. When you hear that and you see what you're doing, what is it that you think Nigerians are saying you should do? We saw a protest, I think, in Cyprus, that they say 100,000 people. Perhaps people are expecting you to organize massive protests. What exactly do you think Nigerians are asking for? That they are feeling that organized labor has lost its touch and is now maybe complicit with the government?
Jeffrey.
Go ahead, please, Mr. Osifo.
The president, by the grace of God, I'm also the president of Pengasan. So if you go to Pengasan today, go and ask Pengasan members how much we have affected their lives. Go and ask any Pengasan member on the street how much we have touched their lives. See, that is our primary responsibility, Jeffrey. Our primary responsibility is not to be opposition to government. I've said this over and over again. Our primary responsibility is to our members. We have members that pay dues to keep the center working. So our primary responsibility is to those members. So the way we work, my CWC, the way we work every day in Pengasan to make the lives of the people better. Go to NUPROC, go and ask them how their life has been better. Go to NMDPRA, go to Total Energies, go to Chevron, go to ExxonMobil. They will tell you that in the last 2 years, that practically their salaries in most organizations have been doubled. It is because of our effort. So now, first, our primary responsibility, Jeffrey, is to our members. So Nigerians, to fix Nigerians, you shouldn't just put all the heat on organized labor. No. When election is coming, you cannot go and collect 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira to vote for a candidate that you know that this candidate is a criminal. You know that this candidate over the years has done nothing outside toggling. You will not go and vote for him against a professor, against a university lecturer, against a secondary school teacher who has lived over the years. Then when you finish it, sorry, let me just answer on this. When you finish it, you elected people that doesn't have the right character to occupy where they are occupying. You will not say organized labor, go and kill. No. Organized labor, first of all, we have members in our constituency that we are responsible for. Each of the affiliates are working on a daily basis to get this done. So to fix Nigeria, there must be collectivism across board.
Mr. Osifo,
to the US, I ask you today, I know you are very vast, but you may not be able to tell me the equivalent of NLC and TUC in the US. The reason is this. because you have institutions that are functioning. The reason is because you have opposition that is functioning. So in Nigeria...
Okay, Mr. Asifo, not... Your points are well noted. I can see where you're going to all of. So you say all of us should share the responsibility.